Alright, so what's today's video about? Well, it's the first one I've ever made before, so I'm gonna try my best. I met John Halcyon at Burning Man last year, and my boyfriend at the time knew who you were, and I started following your blogs when Burning Man sold out. So everybody ran to the internet and they were on eBay and Craigslist and everything looking for answers. So I go to YouTube and I find your videos. So I started watching them. We met at Burning Man, Millie on the playa, and to my friends, Melissa, otherwise. And we chatted, had a good conversation, and that was that. And so I realized after Burning Man that I started following all of your blogs, the Belief Buffet, which is an amazing idea, right? And something that as someone who was grown up Catholic, right, as you start to consciously think for yourself, you get a nice heaping side of guilt with that from your family. And yet you go, okay, there's still something else out there. But what is it? What can I subscribe to? So that caught me a lot. And then I started showing some of my other friends who were burners your videos, or maybe just anybody else. And then when I would have trouble sleeping, I would watch some more of them, some of the old back ones of before I had even known that your blog existed. And then before I knew it, your words had become a big part of my life because it had given me something to think about, even when kind of a way to refocus. I made some notes. Thank you, more please, was something that I have always said when good things happen, because we talk about the power of manifestation, right? And you get into it and you realize how powerful manifestation can be, especially at Burning Man, right? The first time that you go, oh man, I wish I had a chapstick, and all of a sudden one shows up out of the sky and you're like, yeah, all right. So thank you, more please, was a way of reminding myself and other people that you have to say thank you. Even if you manifested it yourself or you helped yourself get along the way, you go, thank you, more please. What you say out loud is what you create. So that meant a lot to me that someone else saw what I was feeling. I am currently sitting in a cabin in the French Alps. I live in Hawaii. How did I get here? I met somebody on the playa that was hooking up with one of my friends, and she's my roommate in Hawaii. So this guy shows up to Hawaii a few months later, the Burning Man relationship. Well, that quickly fizzled, but we stayed friends, and he's been staying with me in Maui since then. And he said, Melissa, you've helped me so much. I need to go back to France. Come with me. So here I am, sitting in the French Alps. If you could see the view behind me, it's incredible. And I drink espresso and had a baguette for breakfast, so my life's pretty cool. But Tango and I talk about the optimism tax a lot, because when you talk about bearing the burden of shitty things, like, some people, you just can't trust people, or, that's just the way the world works. Oh, that sucks. Why? I would pay any tax, whether it be monetary or maybe emotional, even taking a little bit more of a burden on, to believe of the great in people, and that there's just a couple of assholes, and that the world doesn't always work that way. So that's become a big kind of a mantra in our lives. When something goes wrong, you go, optimism tax. All right, Now on to the good again. There's worthy lessons and there's unworthy lessons, and realizing that there's more value in the good ones and that you have to kind of see past the bad can be hard. So this morning I've been in France now for 4 days, and Tango's the only one who speaks English. So I spend a lot of time sitting at dinner, sitting at cafes, while everyone else has a conversation around me, which is really strange. And so I have my iPod on and I'm learning French all the time, and everyone's very kind to me. But still, you lose one thing, which is the core of you, and it's your ability to really express yourself through the spoken word. So I woke up this morning really early and I said, I don't have anybody I want to call at home. I don't want to make small talk. I don't want to talk about my problems. Let's see what John had to say this week. So I read about the site that you had created via Facebook, which I haven't looked at, but I want to. And I realized that some of these blogs that you had made, when you reach out to people and you say, you know, I'm having a tough time, I'm going through a dark time in my life, thank you for being there. I forget what it was called, but it was something like 25 people had watched that. And I was one of those 25. There's some that I've watched that I'm like one of 5. And there's some that I'm one of thousands. And I thought, I'm having a one-sided relationship with somebody. That sucks. Because I have so many things that I can bring. I'm not a fan, I'm a friend. And that's why I made this video. I thought about sending an email, I thought about commenting on things, and I'm a very one-way internet user. I take from the internet, I gain information, but I don't really grow. I don't add things to the internet a lot. So for me, this is my addition. This is my way of kind of reaching out and saying, hey, guess what? Like, I've had some weird days and some good days, and like had some really conscious moments with you through the internet. Thanks. You know, so that's kind of my, this is my first outlet. This is my first video blog or YouTube video I've ever made. So hopefully it makes sense. But more than anything, there are people out there that hear what you have to say, that hear what I have to say, that listen to other people's influences and really take something from it and forget to say the best thing you can say to somebody, which is thanks. That really helped me a lot. Or, okay, you gave me something to think about. So thanks a lot, and you've given me a lot of things to think about and really kind of redirected my redirected me today. Your Thanksgiving video, when you were saying, you know, I sit around, I'm on vacation, if I'm not doing something, I get really down on myself. Everything's fine, but I get down on myself. And I've been really getting down on myself the last few days because I can't just pick up the car and drive it away. I don't know where I'm going. And if I asked for directions, I wouldn't know how to ask anyways. It's a really tiny French town. So for me, I'm kind of at the good graces of other people in their timeline. Well, I had been talking about writing more. I had been talking about connecting more. I talked about having things to say and wanting to share them with people. So today is that day. Today is the first day that I reach out and say, this is what I have to say, and if you can gain something from that, awesome. And if not, then maybe I gained something through the process of just sharing aloud. So I'm gonna keep refocusing my energy the rest of this trip. I'm here for 3 weeks, so I'm off to Paris in a few days, south of France a few days after that, Italy. all kind of on the road less traveled by, which is burners, we know, can be the best road traveled by. So I have nothing but good beliefs and wishes that all of the questions that I have are going to get answered just in time. Um, so that's me today, and hopefully now I've caught you up on all of the great videos that you've made that have helped shape my consciousness right now and in the past and in the future. And so now you know who I am. So if I send a comment, it's not like a drive-by, right? It's like, oh, there's Millie. Millie has something to say about that. So thank you so much for touching me in that way and being able to share your energy with people now worldwide. I got to share the optimism tax with someone yesterday, and they had a great laugh about it, and Tango helped translate it. So your words are touching people, and as burners, we all have the ability to really touch people because we've kind of peeked down the rabbit hole and know what's possible. So, here's to what's possible.